commandments. This is not what I expected out of them. The true Bible, the book of our fathers.
Right. The Most High giving us guidance on what we need to do.
Talk to Eli. Talk to Nashon. Talk to Yikiel.
Shalom, 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 brothers and sisters. Most High Christ bless y'all all as we prepare for the Sabbath. We're in our prep period, prepping, going down into the Sabbath. So we're glad to be here today. I need to turn my head, let's just keep going. I'm like trying to get our apparatus again, and it distracts me. My voice is low. That's what I'm saying. All praise to the Most High. We're here, and we're here back on Bible Book of Our Fathers. Last week we went over the history of where the show title came from, and it was a pleasure and an honor to have Bishop Nathaniel here. We had Bishop Kanai. We had the deacons. All of the deacons were here. That was an excellent, beautiful thing, and we were celebrating our grand opening. So during our grand opening, we had Bishop Nathaniel, and I tell you the reason why. Again, why I was so happy, because I don't think a lot of people really knew where the concept of this show came from, and it came from Bishop way back in the days when we was back at the old school. So I wanted to bring that information to y'all last week, and I wanted to give you the history about all of the work that it took to bring things up to where they are now. So as y'all saw last week when we brought out the TV guide, we actually had a TV guide showing all of the shows, and the hard work that was done to bring it up. So it was an honor to have Bishop Nathaniel here on our set. And we give all praise to the Most High that He allowed for that to come to pass, and had everyone here, and then we were able to celebrate it. And we were also celebrating our grand opening. So I give all praise to the Most High for the allowance of that. All right. So I'm Bishop Yawasop, and we got on the set.
Shalom, Israel. Captain Sarai, Most High Christ bless.
Hey, Shalom Israel. Also Eli, Most High in Christ bless.
All praise to the Most High. So we got a light crew today, but that's all right. It's not making it
last week.
Yeah. So, but that's all right.
It was loaded.
Man, we were packed last week. Yeah. Beautifully packed.
All
Lord
praise.
Have mercy, the slave ships.
Yeah.
Can I get a witness? Let's get our disclaimer out of the way. Let's just do that right now. I'll read it since it's going to come up. Let's get our disclaimer out the way so we don't have to even burden ourselves with trying to, once again, point out that we are not what people are trying to make us out to be. Mm-hmm. Okay? Israel United in Christ, we are not a hate group. Lord have mercy. This is just such a you should never have to say this. We are not a hate. We're the victims
right.
of all kinds of hate, but yet the victim has to say we are not the criminal.
Right.
We are not a hate group. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Israel United in Christ is a nonviolent Bible-based movement. We do not advocate or condone any acts of violence against any race, any ethnicity, or gender. We advise that if anyone hears or knows of any plots to cause harm to anyone or to break the laws of the land, you must contact the proper authorities to bring awareness to any possible threat as stated in Leviticus 5:1, 5th chapter and the first verse of the King James Bible. King James version of the Bible, I should say. All right, so we're back in the house, and we're dealing with I'm going to make this the final part of this series. This is part 4 of Decadence, Hatred, and Judgment. And today I want to just deal with the judgment part. We talked about the hatred. Lord have mercy, did we not deal with the hatred last week? And we've been talking about the hatred. We've been experiencing the hatred.
Right.
Ever since we've been going out on we've had our church blitz. And the reason why we were having a blitz is because there are things that we see in our communities that need to be addressed. And I was asked this question a couple of days ago about what is the significance about us going to the church, particularly. Why are we trying to engage the preacher? It is because the church, the black church, is basically understood as the hub of information in the black community.
Right.
And this is for us to really know. I'm talking about the Christian church. The black Christian church was always looked upon as the community center, if you will. It is the exact reason why the Ku Klux Klan bombed it during the time of the Black Wall Street or Red Summer when they destroyed Black Wall Street. The reason why they destroyed the church because they understood that the church was the community center. Mm-hmm. They understood that of the community. They understood that. So that still holds true today. Mm-hmm. The black church has the greatest influence of our people in the black community.
Right.
And we are dealing with some serious situations in our community like prostitution, abortions, jail, crime, robberies, rape. All of those social ills are destroying the moral fabric of our communities, just destroying our communities straight up.
Right.
So although we are trying our best to try to address these issues, that's the reason why we have our marches. That's the reason why we have our conferences. That's the reason why we have our community cleanups. The reason why we even try to go and when we teach in the street, we're trying to deal with the problems in our community. And the churches are there. Most people still look to the church to be the epicenter, if you will, of dealing with the problems or dealing with the community. So we're trying to get the preachers to see what the Bible is really talking about, to wake the people up that's in the church, and also let the preacher know that he needs to get on board with what the Bible is really saying. Because if those people in the church do not get this gospel, they're going to die. Okay, I'm going to just say it straight. If they don't learn this gospel from the Israelites, the preacher, and the people in the church is going to suffer a severe judgment because the Most High is trying to wake his people up. Okay, and that's the purpose and the drive behind us. We're trying to deal with bringing solutions to our people's problems, not just among Israelites,
right?
Meaning in us in IUIC,
right?
All of Israel. All of Israel, we're trying to bring the solutions in the Bible. Our people broke the laws of God, and because of the breaking of God's laws, the conditions for breaking these laws or the judgments fell upon the Israelites. Well, now they're in the churches trying to get some kind of answers to what's going on. But if they're not being taught that they are the Israelites,
right,
they're not going to fix themselves to get away from God's judgment. So we're trying to make that connection. We're not trying to take your members, Mr. Preacher. I'm just letting you know that now. I think we have to say that. We're not trying to take your members from you. We just want you to teach the word of God as it is written. Stop telling them your own stories and your own lies. Tell them, and I'm not trying to insult you either. Tell them what this Bible say. That's a message not only for the preachers, but that's a message for us as well. We have to tell the people, thus saith the Lord. Okay, and if we don't do that, the people that are listening to us are going to get jacked up. Okay, hold it. You stay there. Give me. Oh, you had something? Well, give me Jeremiah 5 and 14. I think it is. Jeremiah 5. I'm hoping that I'm thinking of it.
Yes, sir.
Is that what I want?
Yes, sir.
Read it.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 5 and verse 14. Wherefore, thus saith the Lord God of hosts, because ye speak this word, behold, I will make my words in thy mouth fire, and this people wood, and it shall devour them. Okay,
that's good, but that ain't what I want. I want the one where it says the hell from beneath. No, that's Isaiah. That's Isaiah the 14th chapter. The 5 and 13. 5 and 13, I think it is.
Yes, sir.
5 and 13. Therefore, hell has enlarged herself. That's the scripture I'm looking for.
Isaiah chapter 5, verse 13. Therefore, my people are gone into captivity.
So I said Jeremiah. I was in the wrong book. Sorry, brothers. Isaiah 5 and 13. Come on with it.
The book of Isaiah chapter 5, verse 13. Therefore, my people are gone into captivity.
Therefore, the people of the Israelites, the Israelite people, whether they're in the church, whether they're in all society that don't know nothing about the Bible, that don't know anything about what this gospel is about, they are still the people of the Lord. That's why Hosea 4:6 said, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because the people are not getting the knowledge of learning these commandments to keep them, they are being destroyed as a result of not keeping these commandments. But they don't even, and they're not even being taught that they are the Israelites. So it's very important that they get this. Okay, read that again.
Therefore, my people are gone into captivity because they have no knowledge.
Because they have not the laws of the Most High. The knowledge is the laws of God. That's the reason why the book of Malachi 2:7 talks about that. It says, for the priest's lips should teach knowledge, and the people shall seek the law at the preacher's mouth. They need to hear the reasons why these curses are upon us. They are upon us because we are the people of God. Read it again.
Therefore, my people are gone into captivity.
The Israelites are gone into captivity, the 12 tribes of Israel. Go ahead.
Because they have no knowledge.
Because our people have no knowledge of what this Bible is about. Go ahead. They don't know that they're the Israelites. The ox knoweth his owner, and the jackass knows where his land is at. But my people Israel don't know, neither do they consider. The reason why they're not considering is because they're not being taught that they are the Israelites. Read.
And their honorable men are famished.
The honorable men are the preachers, the teachers that's supposed to be leading them, because it says, for the leaders of this people, for the leaders cause the people to err. Okay, so the leaders are the honorable men. They are famished, meaning that they are empty of God's words. Our purpose is to give the preachers some food so they are not famished, so that they can deal with their congregants. Okay, read that again. Read that statement again. And their honorable
men are famished.
And the honorable men, the preachers, the pastors, are famished. They don't have the answers. That's what it means. They don't have the answers to the people that's leading, that's being led by them. Read the whole verse again.
Therefore, my people are gone into captivity.
The Israelites are gone into captivity.
Because they have no knowledge.
Because we have no knowledge of God's laws, of God's commandments. Go ahead.
And their honorable men
and
are
the
famished.
Preachers that's leading them are empty as well. That's why it says that they are famished. Go ahead.
And their multitude dried up with thirst.
And the people that's turning to the preachers trying to get some answers for why we're catching hell, they are thirsty because they're not being fed by the preachers that's supposed to have this truth. So that's the reason why we're doing the blitz. We try to contact many of them through letters, through even Bishop did actual videos naming the pastors.
Right.
We weren't doing this to try to shame you. We were doing this because we're trying to get your attention so that you can listen to thus saith the Lord and deal with your people, because every one of our people that sit in front of us, and if we don't tell them what this Bible says and you die as a result of not knowing, our heads is on the hook. We're the ones that's going to pay for that.
Right.
Their blood is going to be on our hands.
Right.
That's the point. Read.
Verse 14. Therefore, hell hath enlarged herself.
Because we don't have any knowledge of who we are, and we don't have the knowledge of the commandments of God, the condition of hell has gotten worse. And this is what we're trying to address. The condition of hell in our communities has gotten worse. Our women are just completely lost their mind now. Our men have completely lost their mind now. So our condition is getting worse. And those little problems comes out to serious compounded problems later on, because children are going to come from those messed up minds of their parents, and that's going to just bring on more and more evil and destruction. That's what's going to make our hell worse, okay? And we need to really understand what hell really is, because let me take a moment and explain that. Let me take a moment, because I was thinking about this on the way here. Heaven is when you live in a protected society. I'm going to break it down to you. Okay, it ain't necessarily talking about flying around in heaven with wings, because the Bible says that the kingdom of heaven shall be on earth. That's why it says in the Lord's Prayer, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth. What brings the kingdom? Power. When we have power to put the earth into subjection up underneath the laws of God, that's the beginning of the kingdom of heaven. Now, let me break it down even further. If you're living in a heavenly state, because there's scriptures that talk about that. Give me that in Lamentations 2, I think it is, how he casts us down. Just listen to this here. Because heaven is when you're living in a protected state. We didn't turn the air on, did we?
Should have already been on.
I don't even feel it. Okay. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Read it.
Lamentations chapter 2, verse 1. How have
Brothers and sisters, we've been out of this studio for like about 2 or 3 weeks. So we just trying to get it together. So
Right.
bear with us.
Yeah.
Read it again. Read it.
the
Read
book of Lamentations chapter 2 and verse 1.
I'm quickly dealing with the kingdom of heaven. Don't let me forget the point that I was making before.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
what was the point that I was making before? That I put it in my mind.
As far as dealing with the churches,
Right.
we're not there to take their members.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All praises. Come on.
How hath the Lord covered the daughter of Zion with a cloud in his anger?
Read that again.
How hath the Lord covered
How has the Lord God covered what?
the daughter of Zion with a cloud in his anger?
God covered the Israelites up in a cloud, meaning that we can't be seen. Okay, covered us up in a cloud in his anger because we broke the laws of the Most High. Read.
And cast down from heaven.
And what?
And cast down from heaven.
And cast down from heaven. That was us. We were in heaven. We had our rulership. Thank you. Cast down from heaven. We were in our rulership. Go ahead.
Unto the earth, the beauty of Israel.
The beauty of Israel. So when Israel was beautiful, we were in heaven. Give me Matthews. Give me Matthews where it says the kingdom suffered violence. Okay, I'm just going to show you these things real quick so you can understand the heaven. Because I want to make a point about heaven on this earth now. Okay? When I talk about heaven as a protected society, I want you to understand that. And why am I doing this? Because just thank you for reminding me, because it's about us trying to address the problems that our people are in hell. That's where I'm going.
Right.
Our people are in hell. We're not in heaven. And hell has gotten worse because we're not being taught the commandments of God. Mm-hmm. That's the reason why we're trying to reach the preachers, to reach you. Mm-hmm. Because our people are in hell. So we're reading about heaven and hell now. Where you at? You got it?
Matthew chapter 11, verse 12.
Yes.
And from the days of John the Baptist.
And from the
until now,
days of John the Baptist, this is Christ speaking. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, when Christ was speaking this was during the time of Rome. That's when Christ walked. Go ahead.
the kingdom of heaven.
The what?
The kingdom of heaven.
The kingdom of heaven.
Suffereth violence.
How in the world could the kingdom of heaven suffer violence? Because the kingdom of heaven is the Israelites. That's what we was reading about in Lamentations. It said, how did the Lord cover up the Israelites and cast them down from heaven? This is what he's talking about here. Read that statement again.
And from the days of John the Baptist until now.
Until now, when Christ was speaking this.
The kingdom of heaven suffereth violence.
The kingdom of heaven suffering violence. So the kingdom of heaven is Israel when we are ruling. So if the Israelites are not ruling, where's Israel at? In hell. Therefore, hell has enlarged herself. That's why Isaiah said what it said there. Read that.
And the violent take it by force.
And the violent, meaning the Romans, took the kingdom of Israel by force. That's what it's talking about. Took the kingdom of heaven from Israel by force. Read the verse again.
Yes, sir. Matthew chapter 11, verse 12. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence.
The kingdom of heaven suffered violence. The kingdom of heaven suffered violence. Give me Acts 1 and 6. We're coming back here. We're coming back here. We're coming back here. I know I'm going all over the place, but brothers and sisters, try to bear with me. I'm trying to stay on my point and not get lost while I'm hitting so many different points. So stay with me. Thank you.
Acts chapter 1, verse 6. When they therefore were come together.
When the disciples therefore was come together.
They asked of him,
they
saying.
They asked of Christ.
Lord, wilt thou at this time.
Wilt thou at this time, Jesus.
Restore again the kingdom to Israel.
Will thou again restore the kingdom, meaning the kingdom of heaven, the rulership to Israel, because we had lost it. That's what this is talking about here. Will you give it back to us? Now go back to where I was at with the violent that took it. That's why I said give it back to us, because Rome had already taken it. We were asking for it back there in Acts. Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 11, verse 12. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence.
The kingdom of heaven suffered violence. Suffering violence mean war was perpetrated on us. We were being murdered and chopped up and killed. That's what it's talking about, suffered violence. They did violently when they took our kingdom from us. Okay? Suffered violence. Go ahead.
And the violent take it by force.
And the violent people took the kingdom by force. Now they're in their rulership. That's what it's talking about. Now they're in their kingdom. Now they're in their heaven. That's how that goes. Now go back to where I was at. Isaiah. I'm just bringing these points out because I want to make a point about protected society.
And Bishop, that point that you just read, that force, you said power.
Yes.
They had the power to do that.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. That's exactly what it means. So that's the reason why in Revelation it said that we're going to have the power to bring the earth back in subjection. That's why it says that ye shall rule the nations with a rod of iron. That's power to put the earth back in its proper course because it's out of course now because the wrong people are ruling it. Okay? Where we at?
Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 14. Therefore, hell hath enlarged herself and opened her mouth without measure.
Our condition of hell has gotten worse because we lost the kingdom. We lost the kingdom of heaven. The Lord said in Lamentations that he covered us up, and how did he cast us down from heaven? Go back to that Lamentations again.
Lamentations chapter 2 and verse 1. How hath the Lord covered the daughters of Zion?
How have the Lord covered the daughters of Zion? Because of our disobedience. Come on.
With a cloud in his anger.
With a cloud in his anger, because we were not supposed to break the laws of God. We were supposed to be his jewels. Go ahead.
And cast down from heaven.
And cast down from what?
Cast down from heaven.
The Israelites was in heaven in rulership, and who took the heaven from us? The violent. How did they take it? By force, with 70 A.D. to be exact, so you can understand. Read.
Unto the earth, the beauty of
It cast us down into the earth, meaning captivity. That's what it's talking about. Okay, the beauty of Israel. So we lost our beauty then. Okay, that was it, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now the point that I was making was, now what was I reading before this?
You were making a point about
okay, I was making
churches.
a point. Okay, so I thought I had another scripture in mind. But yeah, let me make my point. When you're in heaven, when you're in rulership, like it says, like the Lord's Prayer says, "Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth." So heaven is going to be here. So the question is, are we in heaven or are we in hell? And is Esau in heaven or is Esau in hell? Esau is in heaven because Esau is the violent that took our heaven from us, and he kept it all the way up to now, basically. Okay, so he's in his heaven. Give me Revelation 12. That's what I was trying to think. Revelation 12 and 9. Let me use this to explain my point. Revelation 12 and 9. Brothers and sisters, I hope you can stay with me and bear with me as I go through these things. I just have to deal with these things now. Okay, you got it?
Yes, sir.
Come on.
The book of Revelation, chapter 12 and verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out.
And the great red dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns. That's Esau. All of the leading the superpowers on this earth is talking about Esau. I ain't talking about China and the rest. I'm talking about the real Edomites. Okay, from Greece, Rome, Spain, France, Germany, Russia, Britain. Okay, and then the 8th head was America. All of that is the superpower. All of those make up the great red dragon. Read it again.
The great dragon
with the 7 heads and the 10 horns. Go ahead.
Was cast out.
Was cast out. Like we read in Lamentation, how the Lord cast us out when we broke it down, when we broke the laws of the Most High. This is the judgment that's going to happen to Esau. He's going to cast him out of his rulership. Read it again.
And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil.
That same evil spirit that was in the garden, okay, that tricked Eve to go against Adam. Go ahead.
You want verse 7, Bishop?
No, keep reading. I know.
Yes, sir.
Go on.
Called
I know
the
you,
devil.
the part that's saying there was war in heaven. I didn't want that part.
Yes,
keep reading.
Called the devil and Satan.
And called the devil and Satan. Go ahead.
Which deceiveth the whole world.
Which deceiveth the whole world. Go ahead.
He was cast out
he
into
was
the
what?
earth. He was cast out into the earth.
So this white man's going to be cast out of his heaven into the earth there, okay? And when you read in the book of Isaiah, it says that how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer. That's the same great red dragon that we're reading here. Read 9 and 10 together.
Yes, sir. Verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan.
Called the devil and Satan, come on.
Which deceiveth the whole world.
Which deceived the whole planet Earth. Made everybody believe that Jesus was a white man, and there is no scriptural text in any Bible that suggests that. That takes a major deceiver. That takes some superior witchcraft to make people believe something that never even existed in writing. But in fact, the Bible describes Jesus as a black man. Go ahead. That's what you call some real deception. Read.
He was cast out into the earth.
He was cast out into the earth.
And his angels were cast out with him.
And his angels was cast out with him. I'm going to look at verse 7 because you mentioned that. Read verse 7 and 8. Yeah, that was good.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Verse 7. And there was war in heaven.
And there was war in heaven. This is Armageddon. Go ahead.
Michael and his angels fought against the dragon.
Fought against the so-called white man. Read.
And the dragon fought and his angels.
And the dragon and their armies and their military is going to fight against Christ. Go ahead.
And prevailed not.
And they're going to lose. Go ahead.
Neither was there
And that's
place.
what them. And hey, that's what them spaceships are all about. We're going to show you that too, Lord willing. Okay, that's what they making all this fuss about. This so-called UFOs. What they call them? They got a new thing now. What they call They got a new name for it. Phenomenon.
Right.
What's the thing? What's it called? UAP. Right. They got UAPs now. Okay. Unidentified aerial phenomenon.
Right.
Now they want to get fancy, but it's still the same thing. They know they can't do a damn thing with the angels. Mm-hmm. Read that again.
Verse 7. And there was war in heaven, and Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. And the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not.
And they're going to lose. Go ahead.
Neither was their place found any more in heaven.
Do you see that? Neither was their place found any more in a protected society. Neither was their place found any more in rulership. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? It's the same thing. The so-called white man is the Lucifer. He's the great Satan that we're reading about. Come on.
And the great dragon was cast out.
And that great dragon was cast out.
That old serpent called the devil and Satan.
Read.
Which deceiveth the whole world.
Read.
He was cast out into the earth.
He was cast out. Neither was his place found in heaven anymore. Go ahead.
And his angels were cast out with him.
And all his Christianity, all his wickedness that he's using to keep our minds suspended in foolishness, all that's going to go down with him. So that's a message to you black preachers. That's a message to you. You need to come out of this craziness. You need to talk with the Israelites because we're the ones that's got the truth, and we're trying to help you so that you can help your people. At least you should be able to do that. Go ahead.
And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come.
Read the bottom of 9 again.
He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him.
And his angels was cast out with him. Now, when he fully goes down, listen what's going to happen.
And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ.
That's the answer to Acts 1 and 6. Will thou at this time restore the kingdom to Israel? That's going to happen at this verse right here. Israel going to get the kingdom back. So, with all that being said, now I'm going to explain. I'm going to give you some kind of understanding of what it's like to live in a protected society, and I'm sure that we cannot identify with that.
And Bishop,
Yes.
I've been just kind of holding on here because
Yeah.
I know you.
I
it's
ain't
covering a
going
lot.
to lose my point. I just wanted to get all those points
Yes.
in. Now you can talk.
I just wanted to get
Go ahead,
that
go
fire
ahead.
started real
Yes,
good
sir,
and
yes,
smoke
sir.
started coming
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
But just going back what you said and what Bishop was talking about, even in these Christianity blitz, okay, again, we love our people. We love our people dearly. And we realize that we was in the same place they was at one
Right,
time.
exactly.
Okay. So to you pastors that's watching, again, we don't hate you. Okay. We hate what you are teaching because it's contrary against the word of God. Okay. There's famine that's getting ready to take place. There's pestilence that's been going on throughout the land. And our people don't even have a clue what's going on.
Exactly.
And they continue to sin and do all types of wickedness. And nobody dares to guide them correctly according to the Bible. So that's why we there at your front door. We don't mean any disrespect, but somebody, just like Bishop Nathaniel told Deacon Abiel, to sound the alarm.
Right.
That's
Right.
what we're doing. When
Exactly.
you sound the alarm, we can't worry about if you got your shoes on or if your coat on or if you about half naked. We got to get you out of there quick and get you woke up, get you out of danger, okay?
Exactly.
That's how important it is. That's why we so passionate like we are. And there again, to you pastors, we don't mean to disrespect you, okay? But we have to move on by the Spirit of the Most High God in the Spirit of Christ, okay? That's why we want to deal with y'all, okay? We want to deal with y'all, but will y'all deal with us? Because our people are in a state of trouble. And what's going on in the land, somebody got to do something. Nobody else is.
Right.
Nobody else is. Presidents ain't coming.
Nobody.
So that's why we moving the way we moving.
Right.
And,
Exactly. Yeah.
If you allow me,
Yes.
I want to pull a scripture to touch on your point, Cap, because many of the times when we do deal with the churches, you ain't without sin, and all of those things, those things may be true, but in essence, we're striving towards that mark, right?
Right.
So 1 Peter's, could we get 4? I want to read 3 down to 6. Because we ourselves judge each other in the house of God. Mm-hmm. So why would we not, after we've, as Corinthians said,
right,
made ourselves obedient,
right,
we're supposed to come out and do the same thing like the bishop is saying. Mm-hmm. We have to deal with y'all now.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. You said 1 Peter 4?
And 3, please.
Okay, 1 Peter 4 and verse 3. For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles. Mm-hmm. When we walked in lasciviousness,
we did all of those things before we understood what the scriptures meant, right? Mm-hmm. Come on.
Lust, excess of wine, revelings, banquetings, and abominable idolatries.
Read on.
Wherein they think it strange that ye run not with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you.
So they don't understand that those things we did as well.
Right.
We came up out of those things. So we're able to come to you and judge you on these matters now.
Right.
Why are you not dealing with your people according to the Bible? Because the Bible changed our lives. Mm-hmm. So if you're reading the same book we reading, how come your life isn't changed?
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Verse 5. Who shall give account to him that is ready to judge the quick and the dead?
Like the bishop said, who's going to have to give that account? We're going to sit here and let these churches go every Sunday, and nobody has went to them to warn them of the judgment that's going to come?
Mm-hmm. Right.
We're supposed to keep that blood on our hands? No, that's not what the Most High said. Watch what he says. Read verse 6.
Verse 6. For this cause was the gospel preached also to them that are dead.
That's why we on their doorstep. The gospel has to go to them that are dead according to the scriptures.
That they might be judged according to the men in the flesh.
It's going to be men in flesh dealing with them. They thinking God's going to come to. No, it's going to be the men of God that come and deal with them.
Right.
In the flesh. Go ahead.
But live according to the God in the spirit.
Because we're living according to the commandments. So we have to come and deal with them.
Right.
Go ahead.
Right. And that's a good point that you brought out, because the laws had to walk by us in crooked ways while we was in our sin.
Right.
So we had to get corrected by the men that were set up over us. So we trying to bring that up to you too.
And Bishop, that's what really hit us, because there are truly people that are sincere.
Yes.
Searching for change.
Exactly.
Searching for answers. Searching for the God that they have heard about but don't really know. They need answers to learn how to reach this God, how to love this God.
Exactly.
How to be in right standing with the God that they don't realize is their God.
Is their God.
It's their God.
That's the reason why this show is called the Bible, the book of our fathers, because it is our book. So that's what I really want you to understand. But again, excellent points, brother. See, that's all right.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what they say, less is more. No, I don't mean that in that way. We miss the brothers, the other brothers. We captain the car and safe travels and all that. I'm just making a joke, But the word gonna go out strong regardless. All praise to the Most High. We pray that the Lord keeps His angels around those brothers as they travel. But again, let me deal with this protected society thing, because this is what we need to understand. Because our people are still asleep in Christianity. They're in the church asleep, and they're thinking that they are all right. But they themselves know in their spirit that something is wrong. They themselves know that this is not their rest. This is not their society. They know this. They might not admit it, but they know that there is a certain angst that comes on us when we step out into the society. We know that this is not our rest. We feel it and we know it. And that's the reason why people are constantly looking for answers, like you said.
Right.
They're in the churches and they're looking for answers.
Right.
The preacher's supposed to give it to them. They're thirsty. They're trying to get the answers, and the preacher got to give it to them.
Right.
And we want to help you give these people the answer. Because
Exactly.
they're our people. Okay, so I just want to lay all of that out. So now, we're going to talk. I want to just briefly mention about what it takes to be in a protected society, which is the kingdom of heaven. When you look around, if you observe, I should have brought some articles and things to address it, and I could have done that, but I'm just going to make the point, and maybe somewhere down the road in another class I'll elaborate on it with pictures and documents and all of that. But I'm just going to come straight from the dome, if you'll allow me. In this society, when you go out in society, if you're ever stopped by the police, if you're ever going into to get a loan from a bank, if you are to go to buy a house, car, whatever it is, you feel automatically that there are some things that are against you. You do not feel the comfort of what it would be like to be in your own system, in your own community. Now I'm gonna transcend that understanding for the other side. I'm going to give you the other side of the equation. That's what I'm really trying to say. When you watch Esau will leave his house in flip-flops. Leave his house in over, and he will go to the store and he will talk to the people behind the counter like they're people in his house.
Right.
Everywhere he deal with the firemen the same way. They deal with the policemen the same way. They're like, my mama used to change your diapers. Stuff, they have that kind of conversation with the police, with the firemen. There is a brotherhood that they enjoy. There is a protection that they enjoy from each other. You and I don't have that because we are not in our own land. When you're in your own land, your house, we live in our own houses, right? We got our bedroom, our bathroom, our living room.
Right.
You walk around in your slippers, this and that and the other, and you still might have some fear because somebody might knock on the door. Like, nigga, what you doing in there?
Eating ice cream.
Eating ice cream, like my brother eating ice cream. He could even enjoy ice cream in his own house. But Esau, he'll leave his house, get in his car, drive anywhere he want to drive, and feel like he's at home. He basically his whole community feels like another part of the house.
He can go to the grocery store.
He can go to the grocery store. He go and then these are just small things. When they go sit down in the bank, they're looking at the man that's behind the counter like that's their brother.
Right.
They're not looking at him. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
they
sir.
have that.
Yes, sir.
They have that comfort of like, listen, you would give my brother a loan, so you give me the loan and give me the best rate, give me the this and that. They have that comfort. It's taken for granted. You and I don't even know how that feels. No, we can't even fathom that kind of thinking. We can't even fathom how it means when they greet you at the door as their brother and really mean it, like they're looking out for their mother's son or their mother's daughter.
Right.
We don't have that feeling.
Bishop, and that goes way up.
Yeah, that goes way up.
I don't know if you remember. I think it was Magic Johnson. I forgot who the owner was. That is his wife had took a picture with him or something like that.
That was Sterling.
New Jersey.
And he basically told his wife, "Hey, don't do that. Don't do that in public." He said, don't bring. He said, it was Sterling. That's what his name. His name was Sterling that owned the Clippers. I don't even follow sports.
Right.
But and he was like, don't bring them to my games.
Right.
He said, you can take pictures with them, but don't bring them to my games.
And that goes to show even that level of this man is, you would think he's in that crowd.
Yeah.
No, they still saying, no, there's levels to this. You're not in this. You might got money. We might use you for endorsements.
Even the girlfriend that was talking, that was supposed to be his girlfriend, she said, but they play for you. And they do all, they making you the money. The whole team is black. So where's your respect for them? And he said, what are you talking about? I buy them cars. I buy them houses. I give them things to keep them where they're at. But don't bring them to my games. Don't bring them into my heaven. That's basically what it's saying.
Right.
They're not supposed to be getting the comfort levels. I paid them for that.
Right.
Damn. That was on point. Yes, sir. So that's the understanding of heaven and hell. We are in hell, brothers and sisters, and you know it. You know, when the white people get stopped by the cops, they don't have that feeling. They don't have that. They're looking at them like that's their brothers.
Right.
But you and I, we are nervous. We don't know what's going to happen. Give me that in Isaiah. Let me just, Isaiah, because there's plenty of scriptures that deal with this. Isaiah 14 and 3. I ain't done with it yet. I'm going to get to my judgment in a minute. Isaiah 14 and 3. Because it also speaks about in Deuteronomy. Give me both of them. Give me Deuteronomy 28.
I got you, Bishop.
And
65.
Yes, sir. Read that.
Which one you want first, Bishop?
I want 65.
Yes, sir. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 65. And among these nations,
you Israelites that was we were cast out of our heaven. Now we're in hell. And when we were in hell, we went into hell everywhere. Everywhere we went, whether it's America, whether it's Puerto Rico, whether it's the Bahamas, whether it's Santo Domingo, whether it's Japan, wherever we at. Black people catch the worst hell. Hispanic people catch the worst hell. The Native American Indians catch the worst hell. The 12 tribes of Israel is catching hell everywhere. Read.
And among these nations shalt thou find no ease.
And among these nations where we will be scattered, we shall find no ease. Read.
Neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest.
Neither shall the sole of our foot have rest. Even in our own houses, we're terrified. Believe it. We're terrified. We're nervous.
Because in your house, you should be able to kick up your feet and relax and eat some ice cream on the couch.
Yeah.
And watch
Can't
Amazon.
even do that. Exactly. And watch your programs. This thing really goes deep. Right. You should be able to sit in your house and watch your people on your television airwaves just to show you how far we fell down. The TV that we're watching is not even reflecting us.
Right.
Everything around us has no real connection. At least they lied about it because we did invent many of the things, but they lied about it. So we don't even know a lot of the things that we did do in spite of the evil. We don't even know that belongs to us. So we're left feeling like complete victims of harassment, victims of racism, victims of brutality, victims of hate, and they call us a hate group. Just the mere fact that they call you a hate group, call you a wolf pack, call you thugs, all of that. Because we are not, there's nothing reflective of us. The education don't reflect us. The history don't reflect us. The religions don't reflect us. And we live and we have normalized abnormal behavior. Talking about we're okay. We're not okay. You don't even know what it's like to be okay. Ask the white man about what it's like to be okay. Look how he lives. He's talking about I'm going to my summer home. You don't even know what that means. I'm going to my winter home for the winter. He got homes all over the damn country.
Right.
He don't know what it's like. He drives multiple convertibles.
His heaven is
all over the place. He's go to the best.
Fatness of the land.
Right, exactly. Lay on the beach, all of that.
Wherever
and
the
they
dew
feel
falls.
protected. The point is that they feel protected.
Yes.
They feel like nothing's supposed to happen to them because that's the way they feel. We, on the other hand, if we have a stretch of good, quote unquote, good luck, we think something's wrong. So, wait, whoa, something got to be wrong. Because we're so used to having it bad. But that's the truth. You people in church feel that way. Everywhere we go, we feel that. So we don't understand what it's like to live in a protected society. A protected society is salvation. That's the kingdom. That's what the Bible is talking about. And it's going to be done on this earth, as thus saith the Lord in the Lord's Prayer. Go ahead.
No, and one thing you said, it really clicked in my mind, too. A lot of these people that's going to the churches, it's like they're going to psych themselves out of the reality that they know that's out there, okay? They go into these churches, and they psych themselves out,
Yes,
okay?
they do. That's exactly. I'm glad you said it.
Yeah.
They do. They pretend. Like this is not real. Not like this is not real. Let me watch. I'm gonna go a step further. I know we got a lot of black police officers. That's why, and I'm just using them.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you can think about it on all levels. Whether it's a black banker, whether it's a black teacher, whether whatever occupation you can think of. But I want to use the black cop because the black cop is the one that's supposed to have the authority.
Right.
If he pulls a white man over, the white man is going to look at him and is like, don't go too far, nigga.
Oh, boy.
You understand? Now, he might not say that, but you know that's what he's thinking.
Right.
You know that's what he's thinking. Like if you're really giving him the business, he's trying to hold his words back because you got the body cam on you. He want to say nigga. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Everybody knows that I'm telling the truth. The cops know it.
Right.
I've known of situations where I'm gonna throw one at you.
Okay.
Cops going to go deal with a situation. I ain't gonna give no depths. And you got the Jake cop driving. They're in an unmarked police car. They're going somewhere to pick up what they call a perp. They're going and they're driving. They got Edomites sitting in the car with them. As they're driving to the place, they get pulled over. The black cop driving. Dude, you just had this undisputable. I'm talking about recent. There was a video that popped up with this brother on Indisputable. There was a black cop in uniform and driving a black car. And he outranked them. You know what I'm talking about? This was recent.
Yes, sir.
This was recent. Okay. This is an example. The white cops pulled him over. He got the police uniform on in the car and all of that. And he's a sergeant. He outranks them. Yeah. And they still talking about where's he going? Asking him where's he going. You wouldn't ask no white cop that. I've seen a white cop get pulled over. Actually, he was a judge. The white man was a judge. It was on TikTok, one of them videos. The white man pulled him over because he blew his horn. And when the white man came up, the cop came up to the window. Before he could even get to the window, the man jumped out.
Do you know?
And the cop, he jumped out. He jumped. I wish I could show the video.
I know what you're talking.
Damn,
about.
I wish I had. See, these are the videos that you need. These are the videos that you need. And he said, the guy jumped out, and the cops was like, yo, don't get out the car like that. Go back in your car. You need to go back in your car because you pop out thinking that you might have a gun or something. The man in the car didn't care. He didn't even care. He said, listen, you better check the registration on this plate, buddy.
Right, that's it. Yep.
He was not worrying about if a black man would have jumped out of the car like that, his behind would have been dead. That's what I'm talking about. Everybody knows it. I don't mean to bring these things up to cause you trouble. I don't mean to bring these things up to make you upset. He's inciting riotous behavior. I'm only telling you real facts. Y'all got it? Play it. Lord have mercy.
I see it right
Damn.
here.
Come on with it.
Yeah.
You getting it? Listen, watch this here. Watch this here. I'm still talking about a protected society. This is an example.
Let me.
Go ahead.
Let me read what it says that they're going to pull up. Y'all pulling up the right one. Cop pulls over judge. Judge uses his position of power to get off quickly.
Now, I don't know. The one I saw was on TikTok. I'm hoping that this is the same one. Yep, this is it. So y'all actually found the video. All praise to the Most High. Y'all got more than what I expected. Well, come on, give it to me.
That's it.
Roll that beautiful beam.
Roll that beautiful beam footage. Check this out. This is an example of a protected society. Notice how he's going to talk to the cops. And think about if you were, hold it.
Pause
and think about if you was a black man in that car, you would not be talking like that. You would not be talking like that. Come on. Audio muted to remove license plate number. Or because he was reading it.
Right.
Now listen. What do you, hold on, stop. I want to break it down. What do you think you're doing? What kind of black man could jump out of a car with policemen behind him and jump out the car and say, what do you think you're doing?
No way.
No way. None of you preachers know that. Nobody in the church, you know that's not going to happen. Go ahead. What do you think you're doing? Pulling me over for blowing my horn. Like, shame on you. Damn. Go ahead.
Sir, go back into your car. I'll be
Stop.
with you.
Hold it. That reason why he says, sir, go back in your car, because you're not supposed to do that. You get shot. You jump out of your car like that, the cops gonna think you got a gun, you got a weapon or something. You gotta tell them right away if you're licensed to carry. You gotta let them know all of that to disarm him. Yeah. Because if you jump out like that, you don't know what. And judges carry guns.
Right.
Go ahead.
Even his voice was not even elevated.
Exactly.
He would have been screaming
because he knew. He saw him. He said, "Sir, go back into your car." That'd have been they wouldn't have said nigga.
No.
Guns would have been drawn. You know the deal.
Right.
This is an example of a protected society. Back it up again. Let's get that whole thing. Go ahead, right there. Come on. Watch this. What do you think you're doing, pulling me over for blowing my horn? Go ahead.
Sir, go back into your car. I'll be with you in a second.
You're going to check the registration on this plate soon, mister.
Damn!
Wow. Wow.
He set them straight. A black man could have been find the one with indisputable. Find that one. Find that one also so you can see the difference. He said, listen, man, the hell with all that. You better check the plate. Yes. You better check the information on this, buddy, because you're behind. It's in serious trouble. Now they nervous. You name a black man that would have did that. Here's a perfect irony. I guess that's the word I was looking for before, the other side of the equation. The black man that had served in the military had a brand new truck, and they may say he was Northern Kingdom.
Right.
And he had just fought. He was a lieutenant. Damn it. He was a lieutenant. This was a while ago. He was a lieutenant, and they maced him. You remember that? Because he pulled over at the gas station. Why would he fear?
At the gas station.
He pulled over at the gas station because they probably would have lit him up like they did Rodney King.
I remember now.
They would have lit him up like they did Rodney King. He said, I wanted to pull over to listen to this. Yeah. I had to pull over to a lighted place so that maybe I can survive this. Here you just fought on the battlefield.
Right.
You just was overseas. You made it to a lieutenant in the military. You know how much BS you got to take to get to that level of rank?
Right.
Then you come back home, quote unquote, and then you got to worry about getting jammed up.
Right.
And then they still maced them. All in the face. That's the difference. That's a protected society. What y'all looking for? Y'all looking for my peace? Y'all, yeah. Brothers is on it. Okay, all right. Hey, so we all right, brothers. I just want y'all to see these things. We're still talking about a protected society. I want y'all to know the difference. And again, this is the reason why we got to do what we got to do to reach the people in the churches, to let them know that this is a reality.
It's a reality.
All of you in the churches, you know this is what we deal with.
Right.
Come on, play that. Look at this.
Right. Now,
this brother Nazario admitted he didn't immediately pull over. He says he instead put on his emergency lights, meaning his hazards, and continued driving under the speed limit to safely park less than a mile down the road. Why in the world would a military man in America have to do this?
God.
Why would he have to put on his hazards? You got the cops behind him now. They saying when they put those blue lights on you, many of you don't know, that means you're under arrest. That's what when they put them blue lights on you, that means you are under arrest. You have to pull over. But he's afraid for his life. He's driving, and he gets to a point, and he says, I cannot stop here because I know what happened to Rodney King.
Safe place. Right.
He's thinking about that. I'm a black man, and before they even find out anything about what I am, what I represent, they're going to look at my black face and going to beat the hell out of me or shoot me or whatever because I got tinted windows on this new truck.
Wow.
So you see that Nazario admitted he didn't immediately pull over. He says instead put on his emergency light, meaning the hazards, and continued driving under the speed limit to safely park less than a mile down the road. He wanted to get to a lit area so that if he is murdered, it will be lit. People will see it, which is the exact reason why Rodney King did what he did. That's the exact reason why he did it. Go ahead. Hit it.
Open the door and get out of the car.
Damn!
Hold.
Turn it up.
Keep your hands outside the window. Keep your hands outside the window.
My hands are right here. What's going on?
Get out of the car now.
Get out of the car. What's going on?
Get out of the car now.
Could you imagine? Hold, stop. See, sometimes you got to get into the people. You got to get into the spirit of your people.
Right.
He's sitting there with a military uniform on. You got to think about it. Here I am putting my life on the damn line
for this country.
And I come back and they dealing with me like this. Go ahead.
Get out of the car now.
I'm serving this country, and this is how I'm treated.
Damn, he ended up stop. He ended up telling you.
Yeah.
So I got his psyche right on point. That's exactly, because that's how I would feel.
Right.
That's how I would feel. Go ahead. He said, I just got through serving this country. The hell with this. What do you mean? Check my registration.
Right.
You bastards. That's how I really want to say. Check my papers. Damn. And then they get mad because they said that we are rough and we speak bold and rough. We speak rough like this. How the hell are we supposed to speak?
Right.
Living in hell, being treated like this here. And the people in church feel the same way. But they are not being addressed. None of their conditions. All of this evil treatment, why is this happening to us?
Right.
That's the reason why the people need to know who they are. That's what the people need to know.
Right.
Go ahead.
Obey. Get out of the car.
Damn.
What's going on?
Get out of the car now.
What's going on?
What's going on is you're fixing to ride the lightning, son.
You're getting ready to ride. Hold it. You're getting ready to ride. What did he say? You're getting ready to ride the lightning. Meaning either tase him or they're going to kill him.
Right.
Go ahead.
What's going on?
Get out of the car now.
What's going on?
What's going on is you're fixing to ride the lightning, son.
I'm sorry, what?
Get out of the car now.
What's going on?
Get out of the car now. Get out of the car.
Sir, just get out of the car. Work with us and we'll talk to you. Get out the car.
You received an order. Obey it.
They don't see the uniform on them.
Right, and not only that. See, for one thing,
try to find the one with the cops when undisputable. I got to play all of this. I don't deviate it from, but I got to bring it out. I got to bring it out.
See, the thing is too, he can't make any sudden moves at all.
No, exactly.
He knows that. Right, his seatbelt is on.
He knows that.
He can't just unbuckle his seatbelt either.
Arms out the window.
Right.
You know, hanging out the window. Right. Everything that you're supposed to. Now, just think about what Bishop just said. The comfort. This white guy got out the car.
Yeah.
Without any orders. Met
him halfway.
Met him halfway.
Yeah.
And run my registration, mister.
That's heaven and hell. You're looking at heaven and hell right here.
Right. Wow.
Damn. Go ahead.
Play some more of this?
Go ahead. Keep playing
until
you find another video.
Yeah, you should be. Get out.
What's
Get
going
out.
on? What
Get
did
out
I
the car.
do?
Get out now.
I have not committed any crimes.
You're being stopped for a traffic violation. You're not cooperating at this point right now. You're under arrest
For a traffic-
You're being detained. Okay, you're being detained for
For
obstruction
a
of justice.
traffic violation, I do not have to get out the vehicle. You haven't even told me why I'm being stopped.
Really?
Get your hands.
Get out of the car now. Get out of the car.
Get your hands off me,
Get out.
please. Get your hands off me.
No, hold it. Pause it. Again, you got to put yourself in the psyche. He's overseas. I don't know if he had to deal with active combat, but the cops don't know that. The cops don't know if he saved white lives. You gotta go deeper. You gotta think about that. Yeah. You don't know if he saved white lives. You don't know if because he's a lieutenant, so he's over many troops. Battalions. So he'll say, listen, you don't know if this black lieutenant had other black men to protect white men over there. You don't even know if you don't even know if that's on his brain. You don't even know if he had to deal with that. Then he comes back and deals with this.
Right.
Just think about what he said. He said, you're being stopped for a traffic violation.
Right.
Like Sandra Bland.
That could be your headlights out.
Right.
He didn't ask for no license.
Nothing.
Just straight guns drawn.
There you go.
For a traffic violation.
Wow.
No.
This is what I'm talking about. He's seen what happened with Sandra Bland.
Right.
He's seen what happened to Felice Castillo. He's seen what happened to many other people.
Exactly.
And he's because imagine how you feel. Again, heaven and hell. Here you're overseas with a military uniform on, and you're thinking about the hell that your people are currently experiencing while you're putting your life on the line. That's what the brother said. He said, he said, I just got through fighting.
Right.
I'm over there serving this country. Mm-hmm. And this is how my people are being treated. You know, during the time of, I got you. During the time of the,
I know where you're going.
You know where I'm going, right?
Yeah, when they sent them over there
in Vietnam.
They sent them
the
to Vietnam.
people, the Viet Cong said, what the hell are you doing over here?
Yeah. Black man, this ain't your fight.
He said, this ain't your fight. That's what they were saying. They said, you're catching, the white man is giving you more hell than we are.
Right.
And that must have messed the brothers, because they know they were right. Because they're watching the TV. They've seen what happened. They've seen how we've been treated.
Right.
And they're like, you over here working, bro,
man,
that's hell. Just having those thoughts in your mind.
Right.
You without even physically getting mistreated, just thinking that that's your reality.
Right. Just seeing it.
That's no protected society. That's hell, brothers and sisters. That's hell. That's hell. Go ahead, play that thing, man. Damn.
Off me. Get your hands off me.
Back up there.
I didn't do anything.
Damn, you shake. Hold on, stop. You shake the mace up to make sure that all of the stinging chemicals is ready to work and burn. You don't just pull it out stale because all of the potency is at the bottom of it. You want to shake it up.
Shook it up, man.
And then, mind you, Bishop, his hands are still out the window.
His hands is out the window, and he's in a military uniform. The least he could have said, well, can I, I see you have a military uniform on. Right. Could you kindly show me your military ID?
Right.
And maybe this thing could go. You could have at least dealt with that. Damn. Go ahead, man.
Back up there.
I didn't do anything. Don't do that.
Sir, get out of the car now. Hey, get out of the car now.
Don't do. I'm trying to talk to you.
Okay.
I'm trying to talk.
Get out. Just get out of the car.
Can you please relax? Can you please relax?
Get out of the car right now.
Now, hold it. Pause it. You could tell the military man is trained in de-escalation.
Yeah.
They give you that. I didn't, I've had, I ain't going to go into that. But you get trained on how to de-escalate certain situations. You dig it? So I can see that's the technique that he's trying to use on the police officers. And they themselves supposed to know this.
Right.
But he, as a black man, feels his life is threatened by, there's supposed to be some kind of camaraderie here. I'm basically the
we're on the same team.
We're on the same team. I'm fighting for this country on a global scale while you deal with it domestically.
Right.
There is supposed to be a connection there.
Right.
There's supposed to be a connection there.
Supposed to be.
Yeah. And they deal with a brother like this here. Go ahead.
This is not how you treat a vet. I'm actively serving this country, and this is how you're going to treat me? I didn't do anything. Whoa, hold on. What's going on? Hold on.
Whoa.
Watch it.
Air Force deployed.
Could you imagine what's going on? Could you imagine? Stop. Could you imagine? He didn't get treated like this overseas. Damn.
Right.
Any person, brother or sister sitting in church, black, Hispanic, because this is a quote-unquote Hispanic brother, they all can resonate. They all know that this is not our rest. Watching this, you know that this is not our rest. This is not our rest.
Right.
And we all can put ourselves in his position. Go ahead.
Get out of the car now.
The
car now.
Sir, just get out of the car.
I'm trying to breathe.
Get out of the car now.
While he's trying to explain to them, he's still with he's still with the unbelief. Don't these guys realize that I am a military man serving this country? The freedom of the cops depend on these people here to protect from foreign enemies. In terms of what they teach in the school and all that. The freedoms that they supposed to have in this country is guaranteed by these brothers and these people that's fighting to protect the borders and all of that.
Right, exactly.
You're supposed to understand that. Go ahead. Lord have mercy.
That's really up.
Yeah, get out of the car and get on the ground now. You're going to get it again.
I don't even want to reach my seatbelt. Can you?
Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car.
Can you please?
Get out of the car now.
You can't even see the seatbelt. Wow. Okay.
Listen, take off your seatbelt and get out of the car.
All right, stop. I can't.
Look at his face.
You can't even.
He's looking like, oh damn.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
see it.
He
went
at
to
some
another
point,
level.
At some point, yeah, you see Esau standing there, he's like, you know what? This SH might have went
Too far.
too damn far.
His gun is up and everything.
Yeah. This is damn
Right.
crazy. The other guy just went he went full retard
Yeah, he lost
on the brother.
Right.
Damn. All right. We had enough of this, man. This is a
Yeah.
lot to deal with. Now, did y'all find the other video?
Yeah. What's
Y'all
that?
find the other one with on Indisputed? Yes, sir. Here we go. Watch this.
Boy, I tell you.
Black cop sues fellow officers for racial profiling. Hell, brothers. That's where we at. We're in hell.
Damn it, I've seen it all. The police, a black man
Wait a minute, roll that back.
driving a police car.
He started off with it.
He came out the gate. Boom. He said, I've seen it all.
You speak what we feeling right about now.
Lord have mercy. Go ahead, man. Damn.
Now, damn it, I've seen it all. The police, a black man driving a police car in full uniform, gets pulled over by his own police. Here's the video.
Hey, pause it. There's so many stories that I could tell.
Oh, it's a lot.
All right. A lot of people know that I worked in a hospital and I had a whole lot of different kinds of training, blah, blah, blah. And I said, no, I used to speak with a lot of police officers. Lots of them. I work with a lot of them because they work where we work at sometimes. There's been situations where they would have what they call the color of the day. Like if they're going undercover, this is New York City.
Right.
If they're going undercover, they'll wear something that lets other cops know that they are undercover policemen. And they're all like, they say the color of the day is orange or, something like that. And they will wear something that'll let them know because they're not in uniform.
Right.
Don't, I'm one of the guys, that kind of thing. Even with situations like that, I remember a situation that happened where they still blasted his behind when they still blasted one of the cops, blew him up just went crazy on him.
Wow.
I'm gonna look the case up because it's many years ago. I was working on 14th Street when I had this. Mm-hmm. Actually, this happened before I was working in the hospital. This particular situation. They blasted his behind because they said that he was the perp because the black guy was chasing the perp. And the perp was in front of him and they ended up blasting him. Oh. And he was like, yo, what the hell? And they still didn't give a damn. So there you go. Yeah. So go ahead. Let me play this thing here. I get the loose lips, get the running and talking, get to talking too much. You know what I'm saying? People start looking at me
28.
They start looking at me sideways. They said, well, damn. Out. Yeah, I'm bringing it out. Play that thing. This goes back. Hold it. Pause it. This goes back to the incident that basically it was the same kind of car.
The judge?
No. This was the situation I was going to tell when you had the black man driving and white cops was in the car with him.
Oh boy! Damn.
And the cops pulled him over, and I'm gonna just say it like this here. When they pulled him over, of course they show their stuff weird such and such, but you look at him like you know what the hell this is, you know. So when of course they can't do nothing with him. They let him go, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. So the white cops get up and said, that's the reason why I need to drive.
Damn. Oh, wow.
And then they drive 70, 80 miles an hour with no problem at all. But the brother, he gets stopped for speeding, and you in the car just like that. They damn near the exact same car. With the white officers sitting in the car with him, and they're going somewhere. And then he gets pulled over because the black man's driving. Wow. Then the white man said, well, you know what? Let me do the driving.
Let me drive.
Because we ain't going to get stopped. And they just flying through lights and everything else. No sirens, no nothing. Just boom.
That's crazy.
So, go ahead. Lord have mercy. Damn. Woo.
Okay. The police just pulled over a police car. Inside of the police car is a police officer. Not just a police officer, but a detective, meaning he's been a cop for a while. He's in full uniform. Here's what happens next.
Damn. Here we go. Stop. Wow. Brothers, I got to confess something. I did not watch this. I did not watch this. I did not realize that the man that stepped out of the car is in full. I see the badge and everything. He's in full uniform. I didn't see this. I heard about it, but I did not see this video. Lord, I'm going to be just as surprised as you are. But again, not surprised.
What he said?
Go ahead.
Well, first of all, I don't know why y'all dumping out like that on us.
Wow.
I said on us.
On us.
I'm not by myself.
Yeah. Why are you, Lieutenant? Why are you dumping us out on us rookies? The judge did the exact same damn thing with no uniform on at all. Then he had to tell him, you better check the registration on this plate. He's, Lord have mercy. Heaven and hell, brothers and sisters, wake up to it.
Right.
Let's back it up again. Let's get that let's get that. Go ahead, man. I can't even speak. Amazing.
Okay. The police just pulled over a police car. Inside of the police car is a police officer. Not just a police officer, but a detective, meaning he's been a cop for a while. He's in full uniform. Here's what happens next.
Where you headed, bro? You know where am I headed? Wow. I'm Detective Robinson. Like, nigga, don't you know me?
Wow.
He had to tell them. They know this. This is unbelievable. This is what I'm talking about. Damn. Where are you headed? Wow. Go ahead, man. I'm Detective Robinson. Automatically, I outrank you.
We're chilled to bleep out.
Wow. He has to explain this? Hold it. He has to explain this? Wow. He said, don't you see that because what he's really saying, you don't see that. You only see my black face.
Right.
You don't see the uniform that I'm in. Right. You don't see the car I'm driving.
Wow.
That's what he said when he had to tell them that he said, don't you see I'm in uniform? In other words, they're saying, no, we only see nigga. That's what's happening.
Right.
This is how we live. And there's people in the church that know we live like this here. So how in the world are you going to say that we are all right? Brothers and sisters got answers because this is a reality. Many of you know cops. Many of you know black cops. Many of you know these situations hit home and you know it. You just can't ignore that. What did this cop do to deserve to be treated like that? What did he do?
Bishop,
because he didn't go to your church, you think he deserved to be stopped like this? Go ahead, man.
He's in an unmarked car, and they saying nothing comes up. It's unmarked. the hell? Right.
Holy Jesus.
Go ahead,
man. He had, hold on, stop. He had to tell them that he was Detective Robinson. So once they said it, then they said good night. How the hell is he going to have a good night after this? How in the hell is he going to have a good night after this here? The man steps out in uniform. They run the plate, nothing comes up. The car's registered to the damn department that all the cars are parked in.
Right.
Okay. Go back to the other one. Let's see the contrast. That's the better word.
Back to the judge.
Let's go back to the judge. Go back to the judge. Lord have mercy. Protected society, brothers and sisters. This is the reason why we have to come and talk to you in the church. So you can face reality. And people are in the churches are experiencing stuff like this, even if it ain't on the police level. I'm just pulling out the police level. But on many levels, regardless of where you are, whether you're a supervisor on the job, wherever you are experiencing stuff like this here. Go ahead. Here we go. Watch the difference. What do you think? Hold it. See, it's good to get these contrasts going on. White face, I'm not in uniform at all. I jump out the car. You don't supposed to do any of that.
Not at all.
You see this? What do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing pulling me over? For what? For blowing my horn? He's basically cursing them out. The hell are you doing? He's talking to them like they're his sons. That's the comfort that they enjoy.
He's saying, you work for me.
You work for me. Go ahead, man.
Sir, go back into your car. I'll be with you in a second.
You better check the registration on this plate soon, mister.
Damn! Hold it, pause it. There's a story that I happen to know. This was many years ago. I was working in Scarsdale, New York, when I had a situation like this happen where a black woman who was married to a powerful black man. I mean, he controlled stuff in the whole city. And they were giving her hell. So she told them, the white cops that pulled her over, they pulled her over in the area where I was working at and was giving her all kinds of rip and rap and this and that and the other. She pulled out a card and gave it to them and said, go look that up.
Uh-oh.
They went clacking on the keyboards, clip, clip, clip. They came back. They were all kinds of sorries, all kinds of apologies, all kinds of stuff. He was like some kind of attorney. The woman was actually an acquaintance of the officer that I was working with. So he got the full story. So I ain't gonna tell it all out here. But it was embarrassing to see when I'm looking at them while they was in the car clicking. And I seen the facial expressions change when certain stuff popped up. So I said, yo, what the hell is going on with that? You know, so I'll leave that alone. But go back to this here. So go ahead, play this here. I didn't want to take away the sting of what we was watching. You saw how they dealt with the brother. Dealt with the brother in the military, treated him like garbage.
Right.
Treated the police, what was he, a sergeant? The police sergeant who outranks them.
Detective Robinson.
Detective Robinson.
Men in uniform.
Men uniform. He said, what the hell you? And they tell about where you going. Lord have mercy. Damn. Go ahead. Just so you can understand. Stop. Let me show you how far it goes. Just in case people don't want to ride the wave that I'm trying to take them on to. The reality. David Dinkins was mayor of New York. Y'all all right? The black mayor. He was the first mayor. I'm in New York at this time. He was the first black mayor of New York. And when he came in, there was a lot of stuff that was going on between the police and the community. And there was a lot of strife going on between the two, black community and the police. Crown Heights and all that other stuff was going on around that time. And David Dinkins advocated for what was known as the CCRB, was the a Civilian Complaint Review Board. This is where you have civilians that was going to look over cases, I believe. I might not have all of the facts right in terms of what they do. But they are a review board for complaints that come in against the police department. Like mistreatment and this and that and the other. And these citizens get to review it. The cops was mad as hell. They went down to Gracie Mansion in New York City. That's where the mayor lives at. He's in that house, like the White House, basically. Gracie Mansion is like the White House for America. It's like the White House for New York. David Dinkins is in the White House. They all pull their police cars up to the Gracie Mansion, standing on the police cars, cursing the mayor out, saying the nigga gotta go. Dinkins gotta go. The nigga got, I mean, they were saying it. Wow. And his name is on all their paychecks. Wow. Just letting you know, and David Dinkins later came back and said, now I see what the black community is talking about. I said, where the hell you been? Now all of a sudden he understood. Now he understood. Wow. That was in the papers. So I'm going to leave that alone. Damn. Go ahead. Play this thing, man. We're going to take our break.
Have a good day, Judge. You bet.
Damn.
You bet I will.
They thinking to themselves, we done effed up. The judge jumps out the car. The lieutenant jumped out the car. Right. I mean, the sergeant jumped out the car. They're blasting him. They said, well, you shouldn't have jumped out at us like that. Y'all heard it in the other video. But here it is. He jumps out and says, you better check my... He basically gives them a scalding, as they would say.
Yeah.
You better check the registration on this plate. Here, mister.
Right. Quick.
They went to clacking. No more words. Have a good day, Judge.
Right.
Boom.
Walked away smiling.
Red
in the face. Look at his arms.
Yeah, because he know he's
embarrassed.
Yeah,
boom.
Yeah, he is red,
now,
ain't he?
That's Esau.
Here's the worst part about it. The judge, compared to the brother that fought overseas, the judge won't even have a damn bench to sit on if the military men was not protecting the country from foreign enemies. But yet you treat him like garbage. We as black men, this is what we experience. And many people that's sitting in the churches, you know this to be real.
Right.
You know this to be true, but you're not getting the answers as to why these things are happening to us because you're not being taught that you are the people of God.
Right.
You're not being taught that you're the Israelites that broke God's laws.
Exactly.
That's the reason why we're getting treated like SH.
Right.
That's the reason why. That's the point. That's my whole reason for showing all of this. So that you can see the A-B comparison of protected society. That's what that judge just enjoyed. He enjoyed a protected society. I could have stepped out of the car if him, he could have stepped out in his pajamas and slippers and said, you better check the registration on my thing, buddy. And it would have been perfectly all right.
Right. He could have had a clown costume.
He could have came out there butt naked.
It would have been no problem at all.
Check my registration.
Check my registration, buddy. You better check the registration. Yes, sir. So don't tell. Give me that Bible again, man, and then we're going to take the break. Give me that Isaiah again. Isaiah, Lord have mercy. 5 and 13. 13 and 14, then we take the break, brothers. Lord have mercy.
Isaiah chapter 5, verse 13. Therefore, my people are gone into captivity.
The Israelites are gone into captivity. All of you brothers and sisters sitting up in these churches, you are us. We are you. We are the people of God. We are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. Right. We are the people that broke God's laws, brothers and sisters. Read it again.
Therefore, my people are gone into captivity.
My people are gone into hell. You were not in a protected society. We are unprotected. And that's what I'm just showing you. Regardless of what kind of uniform you're wearing, regardless of what your title is, regardless of what position you're in, your title, your position, your degrees means nothing. They'll treat you like garbage. Louis Gates, the man that was locked out of his own house. You remember? Louis Henry Louis Gates. This was during the Obama administration. The brother was locked out of his house, so he was trying to get in his house. Somebody called the cops on him.
Right.
And said he was breaking into your own house. Wow. And they treated him like garbage. He showed them that he was I'm the owner. I'm so-and-so. Right. I'm a Harvard professor.
Right.
I'm a Harvard professor. Here's my information. They still treated him like garbage.
Bishop, what about the
and then, I'm sorry,
judge?
don't lose your point.
Yes,
then
sir.
Obama.
Right.
Obama gonna arrange some damn beer talk. He got Louis Gates on one side, and he got the cop that dealt with him wrong, sitting at the table drinking a damn beer. And the damn cop was still ain't respected. He said, basically in his mind, I don't respect you, nigga president, and I don't respect you, nigga Gates, that's of Harvard. That's the mentality they had in his eyes. You can see it. When you find the picture, look at how that Edomite cop is looking at both of them. And he's actually a nobody compared to the president of the United States, and he's actually a nobody compared to a Harvard professor. But the fact that they were both black, and he was white, I'm white, and I'm in my protected society, so I can sit here bold and look you both in the face and let you know that I ain't budging. That's the difference between a protected society and not a protected society. That's the difference between heaven and hell. Regardless of what your title is, you're still going to get treated like garbage.
And Bishop, I want to bring back to remembrance too. What about the black woman judge that was invited to some type of
yeah,
growth?
Yes, the woman
with all the cops there.
With all the cops there.
She's a judge.
That's another example. Treated her like she was a whore on the street.
She's a judge, Bishop.
A judge.
I was thinking the same thing.
Damn.
You in the spirit.
Oh my.
This is heaven and hell, brothers and sisters. That's what we're dealing with. Read, then we're going to take the break.
Verse 13. Therefore, my people are gone into captivity because they have no knowledge.
Our people don't have the knowledge that they're the Israelites. They don't have the knowledge that they are responsible for keeping the commandments of God. They don't have the knowledge of knowing their history, that they are the people that broke God's laws. And because of the breaking of God's laws, we went into captivity. We don't know that. We're basically in jail and don't even know what the sentence is about.
Right.
Just think about that. Here you're being sentenced to get locked up in jail. And you're asking, well, what crime did I commit? What did I do? We're not going to give you that information. Man, that's torture. Even in the Bible, it says that we asked that question in Jeremiah chapter 16. The question is in there. What have we done that all this evil has happened upon us? All of the people in the church needs to know this, because you can't say that we are not disparately facing racism and evil. You can't say that. You cannot say that everything is equal in the eyes of Jesus, like you being brainwashed in your church. You know damn well you ain't being treated equally, and you ain't even asking why. You know the hell you catching. You don't have that freedom of walking out in society. Your kids don't have, you got to worry about your kids getting struck down by a bullet and all of that.
Right.
The other people don't, like I said before, Edomites don't know what it's like to live like us. Go ahead, read.
Yes, sir. And their honorable men are famished.
And their preachers are not telling them what the Bible thus saith the Lord. That's the reason why you people that's listening ain't getting fed. Now, we ain't trying to hurt the preacher. We just want to give the preacher the tools to help you. Go ahead.
And their multitude dried up with thirst.
And the multitude, meaning you same brothers and sisters sitting in these churches, you are dried up with thirst because you know you're not being fed. I remember watching a video with Reverend K. Price. Yeah. And he was going, and he touched on something that was called, what was it? Memory. I did it a few something to do with memory. We had amnesia. We have amnesia, racial amnesia. That's what it was.
Yes, sir.
Racial he said that we're suffering from racial amnesia. We don't even know who we are. We don't know where we came from. And when he was bringing this out in the church, the cameraman was getting the faces of the people that was in the church,
yes, sir,
and they were looking like for the first time.
Right.
I'm actually hearing something that deals
sense.
with, and you people in the church, you know this.
Right.
You know that you're not being fed. I was looking at the people's faces, and their faces looking like finally somebody's really dealing with the real ish that's going on. Go ahead, read.
Verse 14. Therefore, hell hath enlarged herself.
Therefore, hell has the condition of hell and racism and hatred. Decadence, like our show was decadence, hatred. I'm back on hatred again. Therefore, what?
Hell hath enlarged herself.
Hell has gotten worse. The hatred against us is at boiling now. Go ahead.
And opened her mouth without measure.
And the hell has gotten so bad, it seems like we ain't never going to get out of this thing. Okay? That was it, right?
No, sir.
Read.
And their glory and their multitude.
And their glory, because we lost our heaven state. We lost our rulership because a violent took it by force. You're the Israelites. You're supposed to be in rulership, you black people. You Hispanic people. You Native American Indians. You're supposed to be the runners and the rulers of this planet. Go ahead.
And their pomp, and he that rejoiceth shall descend into it.
And that's exactly what happened. All of us went down into captivity, and we lost who we are. Now we got racial amnesia. We don't even know who we are. Okay? But when we come back, we're going to deal with the judgment. All right? So, brothers and sisters, we'll be right back after these words. Stay with us.
The world was made for our sake, but the odds against us are stacked. But the prophets were built for war, and we're taking the world back. Precept upon precept, a little here and there, divides soul and spirit, and puts nations in fear. So gird up your loins, pick up your phones, and don't wait. For here we document the fall of Babylon the Great at IsraelUnite.org/IUIC monthly newsletter. You'll see the best of our world, and the best is still getting better. For we abode many days without an image, but now we have a visual. So click or scan, because the Hebrews Journal just went digital. What's your story? Is it worth being told? See, it's our history that's been hidden, and our eyes blinded by all the lies we've been given. Waving around a flag that's blue, gold, and black, believing that we're free while Master's brand is still in our back. Time and again, we call the enemy the friend. And even from under his feet, we cry, in white Jesus do we believe. Enemy sees water. We see when we were just goods to sell. We're not on the plantation, but our mind is stuck in the slave house. But the truth is a fire that no man can douse. Our story is your story. We'll give the sense so you can see. The true meaning of Bahamian, a passport, not a nationality.
All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. We are back. We are back, brothers and sisters. I guess we are back, right? We're back on the set. Let's go right into the judgment. Give me the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 20. We're going to read on down. Because with all of this ugliness that we've witnessed and experienced in this country, God has his eyes on everything. And that's what we're going to talk about now. Let's read. Luke 21, verse 20.
The book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 20. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies.
Now, I'm going to go through this pretty quick because I think we got like about a good 25 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. So I'm going to run through this, but I want to bring this judgment out. Read it again.
Verse 20. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is not.
The armies was what we was reading about earlier when the kingdom of Israel, when the kingdom of heaven was taken away from us by force. Okay, the armies, the Roman armies did that. They took the kingdom from us. Read.
Then let them which are in Judea.
Then let them which are in Israel, which is in Jerusalem, The Israelites, go ahead.
Flee to the mountains.
Flee to Africa. I'm just making it plain. Flee to Africa. Flee to Egypt so you can understand clearly. When you read in the book of Matthew chapter 2 verse 13, that's the same place where Joseph was commanded to take Christ as a baby to hide him from the Romans that was looking to kill him. Herod, to be particular, that was looking to kill him. And he said, be thou there until I give thee word that Herod is gone. And then Christ came back. But Christ had to be taken out of there for refuge, to hide him from the Romans. Okay, that's again proof that Christ was black. You can't hide no white baby in Egypt. Give me that in Matthew 2. Will you get it real quick, somebody? Real quick. Matthew 2:13. Okay, Christ, the black baby that was carried by his father, the black Joseph and black Mary.
Matthew chapter 2 and verse 13.
Come on.
And when they were departed,
go ahead.
Behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream.
The angel of the Lord appeared unto Joseph in a dream. Go ahead.
Saying, arise and take the young child.
And take the young child, Jesus, the baby Jesus.
And his mother.
And his mother Mary.
And flee into Egypt.
And flee into black lands. Let me just say it that way. And flee to black people where he can hide. Okay, go ahead.
And be thou
in other words,
there.
You can't hide no white baby in Egypt in no black country. Go ahead.
And be thou there.
It was a white man that came on the street and pointed it out.
Wow.
A white man that said that he came by the camp. This is in New York. He came by the camp and he said, you know what? He said, I didn't know much about Constantine, but I came by here because we were teaching that Constantine and them were black. So he said he didn't know that.
Okay.
He said I didn't know about Constantine, but I came by here about 4 years ago and I heard you speaking and I went home and read my Bible 10 times and I know that Jesus Christ is black. And everybody in the crowd went crazy. The white man said this. He go to Negroes. Wow. They couldn't believe what was happening.
Oh, wow.
They couldn't believe it. So we pulled the white man up to the microphone.
Yeah.
And he quit talking some more. And then he went and said, more proof that Christ was black. He said, because the angel told, what we reading?
Right.
He said the angel told Joseph to take that baby down into Egypt, a black country. There's a white man talking, saying this.
Man, oh man.
And the brother that was speaking, he said, hey, Negroes, I got a white man talking.
Listen to this.
Because they was like, mine was all over the place. He said, hey, I got a white man. He's saying this. He said, it ain't me. It's a white man speaking. They were like, oh, shoot, a white man speaking. It got to be true. Right. The white man was saying this. A black country.
That's something.
Okay, where he would be safe. I'm quoting what the white man said. He said where he would be safe.
Wow.
Among black people. Damn. Read. Damn thing.
And
verse
be
21.
Thou. I'm still in verse 13.
Yeah.
And be thou there until I bring word. For Herod will seek the young child to destroy him.
That's the crystal clear history there. All praise to the Most High. Now, where were we at?
Verse 21.
Read.
Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains.
So the mountains that the Israelites was to flee in was the same Egypt that Christ was taken to earlier. That's the reason why I went back to the Christ situation. Because the way the way Joseph protected Christ, the baby Jesus, by hiding him among black people, the same thing was going to happen with Israel when we had to flee out of Jerusalem in 70 AD to hide among the same black people in Egypt. Read.
And let them which are in the midst of it depart out.
Those that are in Israel at that time depart out. Jerusalem. Come on.
And let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto.
The 12 tribes that are scattered abroad. Don't let them come back to Jerusalem for none of the high holy days. Because we had high holy days where we were supposed to come back to Jerusalem every year. Read.
For these be the days of vengeance.
Why am I doing this? The Most High said, because these are the days that Israel got to pay for their sins for breaking the laws of Moses. Read.
That all things which are written.
That all things that are written in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, specifically is what it's talking about. Go ahead.
May be fulfilled.
May be fulfilled, meaning Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, the slave ships, the yokes of iron, all of that had to happen. Our lands being taken from us. All that had to happen. Like Puerto Rico and all those were there, and the oxes that they had, the scriptures say, thine ox shall be taken away from you. The Israelites, the northern kingdom brothers had oxes and had cattle and things that belonged to them. Those things were taken away from our brothers. All those scriptures had to come to pass. Read.
But woe unto them that are with child.
Read.
And to them that give suck in those days.
Meaning our babies. They chopped our babies up when them Romans came in with them swords. The violent took it by force. That's what we're reading about. This is the history about what we was reading earlier. Read.
For there shall be great distress in the land.
So there shall be great violence in the land. Go ahead.
And wrath upon this people.
And murder upon this people, Israel. They murdered us. Left our bodies on the ground. Didn't even bury us. Go ahead.
And they shall fall by the edge of the sword.
And the Israelites shall fall by the edge of the Roman sword. The Romans, which are the violent, they took the kingdom by force. Read.
And shall be led away captive into all nations.
That's what happened. We've been led away captive in all nations. And among these nations thou shalt find no ease. That's what we was reading earlier. Neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. That's in Deuteronomy 28:65. I don't even think we read it, did we?
We ain't finished it. No,
we didn't finish. Okay, that's what that means. Neither shall the sole of our feet have rest. Go back to that again. I need that. Because there's some words in there that I need to bring out. So we shall be led away captive into all nations. And then it said what? And it says, and we shall be led away captive into all nations. Now read over here.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 65. And among these nations.
Where we will be led away captive.
Shall thou find no ease.
Shall none of us find any ease. You ain't going to find no kind of heaven at all. Go ahead.
Neither.
No kind of protected society at all. You're going to catch complete hell. Read.
Neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest.
Do you know what it's like to feel like you can never stop walking?
Wow.
When neither shall the sole of your foot have rest. You never can put your feet down and say, I'm home. That's what that means. When neither shall the sole of your foot have rest, that means like you say, I'm going home and I'm at my castle and I can really relax. We do not have that. Even if you own your own home, you do not have that. That's what the scriptures are saying. Neither shall the sole of your foot have rest, no matter where you are. Go ahead.
Right, Bishop, it's just like we saw in slave movies. They constantly on the run.
They
get a moment to sit down and try to say, my feet are killing me.
Exactly.
Trying to rub and soothe their feet, but then they know we got to go.
We got to keep moving. Just think about that. You can never park. It's like driving in New York City. Hell. It's like driving a car in New York City. You can't find no damn place to park.
Daggone.
I had to run the motor all night long looking for a damn parking space. Wow. That's what it feels. That's the reason why that thing is personal to me. I know how it feels. Go ahead, man.
But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart.
Afraid to get in the ticket. Hey, you double park, falling asleep in the damn fire hydrant. All of that kind of madness. Huh? Afraid that you're going to get a ticket. I'm dramatizing it, but what this is really saying, everywhere we go, there's always some kind of trouble that's always on our back. Go ahead.
And failing of eyes. And sorrow of mind.
And sorrow of mind, failing of eyes, sorrow of mind. You can't even imagine anything for yourself. There's a scripture. You stay there. Give me, let me look at the time. Give me Psalms. There was a scripture that I was looking at earlier. I'm sorry, Proverbs 13 and 12. You get it, Captain.
Okay.
I got it. Oh, you got it? Read it.
Yeah. Proverbs chapter 13, verse 12.
I'm going to show you more hell right here. Read.
Hope deferred maketh the heart sick.
Did you hear that?
Wow.
Hope deferred means you got to put it off. We are chasing after the so-called American dream. You ain't never going to get it. Damn. No matter you got your hope. Anything that you're looking to try to find some rest for your feet, it's going to continually be deferred. Meaning out in front of you, you can never catch it. You can never get it. You're always chasing that pipe dream.
Wow.
Read that again.
Hope deferred maketh the heart sick.
Maketh the mind sick. Because we are not going to realize this. We're never going to be in a situation where we can get a reality of actually feeling like we're at home. You know you're not at home. No matter what you do, you know you're not at home. You know that this is not your world. This is not your society. There's no protection from you. You step out of your mansion and get arrested for nothing. That's just an example. You're driving a car as a lieutenant that fought overseas, and you get treated like garbage. Your hope is deferred. It's never in sight. Go back to where we was at.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 66. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee.
And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee. The lieutenant said, I got to pull over. The lieutenant got to pull over to a lighted area so that he don't die. He didn't even have to feel this way when he just got through serving.
Right. Right.
Damn. Go ahead.
And thou shalt fear day and night.
Thou shalt fear day and night. Go back to, is there more on that?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, read.
And shall have none assurance of thy life.
So everywhere when we were scattered, when the Most High said that we were going to captivity into all nations, all of these things is what we experience to this very day. You people sitting in the churches, you are experiencing this, even though you try to act like that's not the case. We know it's the case. The hell is this? You know that's how you feel, even though you ain't saying nothing, because you're drowning it with a tambourine. You're drowning it with the Hammond organ. You're swinging and you get to forget your problems for the praise dance.
Take your mind
but you know, the
off
minute that church is out, your hell is right back. That's why I call it, it's basically a base house, a drug house.
Right.
You get high to make you forget about the problem, but soon as the high goes down, soon as you come out of the crack house, soon as the alcohol is gone, soon as you come down off of your high, the reality is right back there. And you know I'm telling you facts. Go ahead, man.
Luke chapter 21, verse 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword.
Read faster, because I'm going to get down through this.
And shall be led away captive into all nations.
And we shall be led away captive into everywhere we went. Therefore have my people gone into captivity, because they have no knowledge. What did the Bible say captivity was? Hell has enlarged herself. Therefore hell has enlarged herself. So captivity in all nations is hell. Israelites are in hell. If you're in church, you're in hell. If you're in the courthouse, you're in jail. If you're in hell. If you're in a police car, you're in hell. No matter where you are, you're in the military, you're in hell. Go ahead.
And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles, until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
Until their time is up. When their time is up, they're going into captivity. That's when we're going to rule. Read.
And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations.
Because of that distress of nations is because the angels are sending them sources. They're seeing it. I wanted to show them videos. I might have to get it. I got to do it next week. I'm going to bring in what they call the UAP and all that. That's what all of this is talking about, the signs in heaven. Read that again.
And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations.
Go ahead.
With perplexity.
They're perplexed. Can't figure out how these vehicles are traveling in space. And the astronauts is bugged the hell out trying to figure it out. And they're telling them, don't you say nothing. You keep that a secret. Read.
The seas and the waves roaring, men's heart failing them for fear.
Yeah, when they see them chariots flying, they fear. They're like, we ain't got no technology that can deal with this. Go ahead.
And for looking after those things which are coming on the earth.
Read.
For the powers.
For the powers shall be shaken. Those are the chariots of God. Swing low, sweet chariot. Those are the angels that's going to terrorize every damn thing to save his people. Read.
For the powers of heaven shall be shaken.
For the powers of heaven shall be shaken. The heaven that the white man has, his heavens is going to be shaken. That's the reason why it says in another part of the scriptures, he said he shall bathe his sword in heaven. He's going to bathe his sword in the white man's heaven and destroy him to bring you into your kingdom, you Israelites. Those of you that repent and keep the commandments of the Most High. Read.
And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud.
The black Christ. Go ahead.
With power and great glory.
With power and great glory. Read.
And when these things begin to come to pass.
Listen up.
Then look up.
Look up, brothers and sisters. You in the churches that don't know nothing about this, you can't relate to this. But we can, because we know that Christ is coming back to save us. Read.
And lift up your heads.
Go ahead.
For your redemption.
For your redemption. Not everybody's redemption. You're the ones that need to be redeemed. The hell is this? It said for your redemption from your enemies, from the hell that you're catching. From your redemption is nigh, because you repented. Go ahead.
And he spake to them a parable. Behold the fig tree and all the trees, when they now shoot forth, ye see and know of your own selves that summer is now nigh at hand.
In other words, the Lord is showing us the signs, the times is coming.
Right.
Okay? When you see the trees blossoming and all, you know summer is coming. The Lord wants you to pay attention to his prophecies. If you ain't even being taught the prophecies, how you going to know where you at?
Right.
You preachers, you got a serious job. You got all these people sitting in the church dried up with thirst. You better tell them what this Bible is really talking about. Stop that Christian foolishness.
Right.
Read.
So likewise ye, when ye see these things come to pass, know ye that the kingdom of God is nigh at hand.
Because Christ is coming back to kill our enemies so that we can go back into the kingdom. That's what Revelation 12:10 was saying. But then I heard another voice in heaven saying, now has come salvation and strength to our power. That's what this is talking about. Read.
Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass away till all be fulfilled.
And that's the same generation that was then when this thing was going down. We're back in that generation now. So it's at the doors. The scriptures in Matthew 24 said that it's at the doors. Go ahead.
Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away.
You're not going to get rid of this Bible. Go ahead.
And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeit.
With surfeiting, you having a good time partying. That's what it's talking about. You swinging and forgetting that the Lord is about to make his debut here. You up there tied up in your foolishness, surfeiting and drunkenness in your parties, not paying attention to the signs that the Most High is bringing on this earth. That's what it's talking about. Read.
And cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unaware.
And you're going to get caught off guard. Give me Peter, 2 Peter 3. We about to end it there. 2 Peter chapter 3. And you get caught unawares. You get caught off guard with your partying, your Facebook and TikTok, and you Israelites playing games. You better recognize that judgment is coming. Judgment is coming. The hell is this? Read.
Verse 10?
Yeah, start with the third verse.
2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 3. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts.
Meaning they're going to continue to go and act as if they can continue to get drunk, continue to smoke reefer, dope, fornicating, do all this evil, surfeiting, banqueting, all of that. Same excessive riot. You're going to continue doing that, and you're going to continue to ignore be caught unawares. You're going to get caught off guard. Read.
And saying, where's the promise of his coming?
Because you think the Lord is slack. You say, where's the promise? You Israelites been talking about that Bible. You're going to get caught out there. You preachers, you better recognize that this is a call to wake you up.
Right.
Go ahead. Because you got a big job. You got all those people behind you. You better get this word to them. And you better let us get to them. Read.
For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning.
That's how the people are in the church thinking that there's no judgment coming. Go ahead. They say there's nothing going to change. They're going to think this Edomite going to rule forever. You're going to think this white man going to stay in his heaven forever. And you're going to continue to stay in hell trying to make the best out of hell. You're trying to bring furniture into hell. Your big color TV and your Cadillac and your BMW. Right. You're trying to drive that around in hell. You're catching hell. Read.
For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were.
That's what you say. Ain't nothing changed. Go ahead.
From the beginning of the creation. For this they willingly are ignorant of.
You people in the churches, you are willingly ignorant of what's coming out of this Bible. You know what we're telling is the truth. A lot of you know that. You're willingly ignorant, willingly trying to hide. Go ahead.
That by the word of God the heavens were of old.
The kingdoms was of old. The heavens were of old. Meaning during the time of Noah. Read.
And the earth standing out of the water and in the water.
Because the flood came and took those old heavens out. Read.
Whereby.
Meaning those old rulerships, so you can understand. Again. Read.
The world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished.
They died. Only 8 people survived. Go ahead.
But the heavens and the earth, which are now.
But the ruling kingdoms, the protected societies, so you can understand. The protected societies now today. Go ahead.
By the same word.
By the same Bible that you've been ignoring. Go ahead.
Are kept in store.
These heavens are reserved, kept in store. Go ahead.
Reserved unto fire.
Reserved unto fire. It ain't going to be water no more. It's going to be fire this time. From those missiles that God caused these people to build. All praises to the Lord. Go ahead.
Reserved unto fire against the day of judgment.
Reserved unto fire of the day of judgment. When the missiles come, the chariots is coming, that UAP, all of the angels and all that's coming at the same time to save Israel. Man, that's going to be a hell of a time.
Right.
Read.
Right. and perdition of ungodly men.
And judgment of and perdition of ungodly men, meaning the judgment and destruction of everybody that disobeyed God's commandments. That's what that's talking about. Read.
But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is one day.
So we right around the corner. Read on.
The Lord is not slack concerning his promise.
God's promise is to liquidate and burn up this whole system and set up thy will be done. The will of God is to be done in earth as it is in heaven. Read that statement again.
The Lord is not slack concerning his promise.
His promise is to bring the kingdom of heaven down here on this planet earth. When I said bring it, meaning bring the power, because we're going to rule in this kingdom, and that's what's going to set this earth back up in its proper course, back up in its proper order. Mm-hmm. All of the foundations of the earth is going to be turned not upside down, going to be turned right side up and put back in its proper course. That's the kingdom of heaven on earth as it is, as the order is in heaven. That same order is going to be done down here. Read.
As some men count slackness.
As you count slackness, saying that the Lord ain't going to do what he said in his Bible. Read.
But is long suffering.
But the Lord is long suffering for you people in the churches, for you people out here in society, for you Israelites that's hearing this. He is long suffering, hoping that you get the cobwebs out of your head and repent. Find out that you're the Israelites and keep his commandments. Read.
Not willing that any should perish.
The Lord is not willing that any of us should perish. Come on.
But that all should come to repentance.
That all you Israelites that broke the commandments, that you should come to repentance. Read.
But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night.
Catch you unawares, like we was reading in Luke. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. You ain't going to be prepared for it because you're going to be busy surfeiting. What did it say? Drunkenness. All that madness. You're going to get caught off guard. Read.
And the witch.
You in your churches with your tambourines and foolishness.
Right.
With your white Jesus. You're going to die if you don't come out of that mess. Read.
In the which the heavens shall pass away with the great noise.
The heavens, the kingdom's going to pass away with the great noise. Boom! An explosion of nuclear bombs is what it's talking about. Read.
And the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
And the elements when this kingdom going to melt with fervent heat. Fervent heat meaning from those missiles, those thermonuclear missiles. God is going to have them sent right here to burn all this up. Mm-hmm. Read.
The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up.
Shall be burned up. And if you ain't taken up by those chariots, you're going to burn up down here as well. If the chariots don't pick you up, like I did before, brothers made a meme out of it. You're going to be looking for, you're going to be looking for the kingdom. You're going to be like, take me. Right. You're going to be saying, take me. Right. And the angel's going to be bypass your dumb behind. And you just going to burn up.
My.
Read.
Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved.
Seeing then, now that you understand that all these things shall be burned up. Go ahead.
What manner of persons ought ye to be?
What manner of persons shall we be so that when the chariots do come and we do this, we go up? Mm-hmm. That's we want to be in that posture. So when the chariots come, when the UAPs come, when the UFOs, what they call UFOs, the chariots of God, when they come, we want to go up. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We want to go up. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
What manner of person are ye to be in all holy conversation?
So our conversations need to be holy according to the scriptures, keeping the commandments of God, making sure that none of us is in sin, making sure that none of us is in evil. Holy conversation to make us fit for the deliverance. Because God's going to bring his judgment right here. All praises to the Most High. We're going to end it there, right? What time is it?
7:57.
All right. With that, brothers and sisters, we're going to, I guess I can end this series, right? Because I did want to bring in the UAPs. Maybe I'll bring in the chariots and all that next week, but I'll give it a different title. Y'all all right? Mm-hmm. Brothers and sisters, we say happy Sabbath. I know the sun still didn't go down quite yet. But all praise to the Most High. Brothers and sisters, we love you. Our people in the churches, we love all Israel.
Exactly.
We love all of you.
Right. We got families out there.
We got families out there. Some of us came out of there.
Right.
We love all of you.
Right.
Stop looking at us as we're your enemies.
Right.
We're your brothers. Mm. We're your sisters. Mm-hmm. 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 All praise to the Most High. Brothers and sisters, we're going to say shalom. Go ahead, Captain. Give it to him.
All praises. Don't neglect to give alms. For those of you who like to give alms, fill out an envelope at your local IUIC assembly and place it in the alms box, okay? To give alms online, donate to IUIC Concord via PayPal at iuic.concord.nc@israelunite.org, okay? And don't forget to donate to the Booster Club via PayPal, okay, as we reach out to the four corners of the earth, all right, at iuic.fundraising@israelunite.org.
All praise to the Most High. I just want to say one other thing, too. We're working on the documentary. Just like I said last week, it was a pleasure and an honor to have the bishops and the deacons when they came down to celebrate our grand opening. And there will be a documentary where we did all of the work to put this school together. A lot of brothers and sisters. Well, a lot of the brothers, because we couldn't get the sisters in on this one.
Right.
But we did have, well, I ain't going to go into that. We had, some sisters were able to get some glimmer of so they were able to see it. They all agreed that this is a beautiful place and a great job was done. And we want to share that experience with all our brothers and sisters that watch us and follow us. So we're going to put together that documentary with interviews and different things that we did. So, again, we want to thank all our brothers and sisters that supported this mission, just like we did in New York. A lot of people didn't understand that when we say that we're going to do something, by the grace of the Lord, we're going to get it done. So just like Deacon Malachi said in New York when we did the building there, he said there was a lot of people speaking evil and all of this and think that we were going to do this and that, do funny stuff, wicked stuff or whatever, and said with all that talk, we end up getting the building. So it proved that we did the right thing and we did it again. So we want to thank you, brothers and sisters, for your dedication and your support and your hard work and your faith and your confidence that we will continue to do the right things with the help that you've extended to us. And we thank the Lord for you, and we give honor and thanks to every last one of you that supported us, that supported this effort. Because as we're doing it for us, we're doing it for you, too.
It's for the people.
It's for the people. All right? All praise to the Lord.
Yes, indeed.
Shalom, Israel.
Shalom, Israel. Most High in Christ bless.
Most High in
Most High in Christ bless.